Alright, what's going on, guys? Bubbles back again, coming at you with a showcase on the new Ichigo. Now, keep in mind, I don't normally remake these videos, but this is a 105 Ichigo, and keep in mind, I was sleep deprived when I made my original video, and unfortunately got a lot of views. Yeah, I posted in the comments what I got wrong. However, I do want to rectify that, and I also want to bring up one of the comments that I mainly got when it came to that video, and that was, do you really think that this Ichigo is the best character in BBS? I don't really know. Like, I think that there's a lot of comparisons to be made between him versus Yamamoto. I see a lot of people like talking about Ichigo versus Yamamoto. It's like, oh, you think Ichigo is better than Yamamoto? And the thing is, I think that both of them do completely different things. Like, let's just talk about Ichigo versus Yamamoto really quickly, right? So Ichigo versus Yamamoto. First off, they're not the same color. Second off, they don't have the same killer, so they don't even really mesh into that. Now, obviously, if we're talking about soul bombs, this Yamamoto blows Ichigo out of the water, but when it comes to strong attacks, which is the main things that you're going to be running this character on, and keep in mind, he also has the Pierce Iron skin, so he doesn't even need to deal status ailments to actually deal damage to characters like, what's the word I'm looking for? So he doesn't need to deal status ailments like Yamamoto will need to do for his spiritual pressure boost. Not only that, but he also has the Reed affiliation, so he's literally just one of the better farmers because he has Reed all affiliations. He has hidden enemies, so you don't need the Zeta Ball. Pierce Iron skin, so you don't need status ailments. He also has Marauder, just like Yamamoto, which means that he's open. You have the door open to a lot of content just in general. And then you also have a bruiser of 40% with damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment plus 100%. This literally means that you have flurry types of damage with your normal attack damage without actually having to put on like chappies or anything like that. He's not going to deal flurry types of damage without chappies, obviously, but you're going to be dealing sufficient damage with your normal attack damage string, and you don't have to rely on status elements, which is really, really, really good. So let's just talk about the actual damage. Now, I have both of them with all their stuff over here. Keep in mind, let's do this. So we're gonna have them under the same build. So strong attack recharge, strong attack recharge full stam link, strong attack. Oh, yeah. So a strong attack recharge and a full stam link along with the Chad link, which is another SAR full stam, and then a Senkaizen link, which is Berserker 20% and then full stamina damage boost. So let's just bring this in, right? So let's talk about Yamamoto first, because I think that he has inconsistent damage just because you do need that spiritual pressure boost in order to be dealing the amounts of damage that you want to be dealing. However, if the enemy gets inflicted by a status element, you go crazy because you deal more than double damage, right? So like, let's just talk about Yamamoto. Let's do Frenzy +1, right? Times 1.4 because of the Berserker. Times, oh wait, whoa. I was supposed to do times 1.6, excuse me. Times 2. Times 2 times 1.6 for the Berserker, and then that's going to be your damage times 1.86. Boom. So this is going to be your base damage without the spiritual pressure boost. So I'm going to write this down, 595 without the spiritual pressure boost. After you get the spiritual pressure boost, it's going to be like a 65% damage increase. So you're going to be getting the 982 with spiritual pressure boost, and then obviously if the enemy is burned and weakened, they're probably dead. You're dealing 1767. I'll put with status, right? So that's a lot of damage. That's literally the strongest damage in the game, but they have to be inflicted with a status element. They have to be weakened, so actually this will get multiplied by 1.5, so 2651. All right. Now, it's not hard for him to actually proc that status element because of his homing vortex, but it is RNG, right? At the end of the day, it's RNG. I've gone games where I failed to even get the spiritual pressure boost just because he one-shot, so you don't even get the amount of hits you normally would. This Ichigo, let's just talk about the Ichigo. Times 3 for Frenzy +2, times 2 for the damage +100, times 1.86 for the full stamina damage boost, times 1.2 for his Berserker 20%. That is 1339, right? So now you'll see here, this is consistent damage as long as the enemy is without a status element. And he also pierces Iron Skin, which means usually he won't give them the opportunity to proc a status element. And if they already have a status element, which you're going to be running this character with Nini as well as of right now, just Nini and Cien. And both these characters, I believe, weaken / burn / lacerate, which means that they're probably already dead with the without Pierce Iron Skin, since they have a status element. All right, that is a lot of damage. I don't really want to compare soul bombs because obviously Yamamoto is going to blow them out of the water. Yamamoto is, in my opinion, completely unfair when it comes to soul bombs. But that's something that I want to talk about. But yeah. Alright, so now that we kind of burned 5 minutes of your time, I thought this was going to take 2 minutes, to be honest, but it is what it is. Let's take him into, let's talk about this Ichigo and why he's like actually so cracked. Now this Ichigo has a lot going for him. He has a Sprinter +2, he has Long Stride, Team Party, Stamina Recovery, which is really good. Like the stuff that he has specifically for Inheritance Trial is just insane, right? We have the Team Party Stamina Recovery. We have the Devastation 60% with the ×2 damage, right? Because of the not afflicted by an ailment, which is insane. Shared Complete Status Immunity, great for IT. He has Marauder, which is guard break just in general. Hit an enemy, so you don't need to waste the slot on a Zeta Ball. Pierce Iron Skin, so you don't need status elements to begin with. And I personally, for T20, gave him Weaken Defense and Full Stamina Damage Boost. Literally just, might as well just hit the nail home on the head, right? This is going to be the build that I'm going to be using. Strong Attack Recharge with a bit of Strong Attack damage. I will get the Chad link next, so I think we get the next Chad literally in 3 days, which is going to be hype. When the next Senkaimon drops. Read all affiliation dodges, which is really, really good because he's also a heart unit, which means that with the read affiliation dodge, he's going to be able to farm you small and medium focus scrolls, especially for new. That's mainly for new players. Like new players definitely will struggle with the dodge mechanic, which is really, in my opinion, annoying as hell. So that's good. Bruiser of 40%, Berserker of 0% because he has that plus 100% damage, right? Full Stamina Damage Boost 41% from the Lynx as well as the T20, Havoc 20%, and then Weaken Defense. Like, he just has a lot going for him. In Arena, this character actually goes even crazier because he actually picks up Frenzy +3 in Arena. It's definitely something that I didn't bring up. Star Power Up Item +2 is always, always, always good, and he actually picks up Poise as well. Oh, so stupid, bro. How you have Sprinter +2, Long Stride, Frenzy +3, Poise? Dumb. It's just stupid. Alright, so we do have IT single player, which is good. Unfortunately, co-op is not currently out for today because it just reset for the week. I tried to do it earlier, but wasn't able to start the run because I was asking for a Link Slot Potion unit. So let's do this. Now the enemies are going to be Soul Reapers, so we would deal more damage here. Let's do this. Oh, what's up, Luhan? How you doing, bro? Oh yeah, you like that, Isana. You's a dirty girl, bro. You's a dirty girl. Look at that. Oh, and she's cleansed, bro. Look at that, bro. Completely immune. Oh, snap. Yo, chill, Isane. There are people that'll pay for that. Now, I do play on Steam. Like, a lot of people ask me what I play on. I don't really play on my phone anymore. The only time I play on my phone is when... Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah. The only time I play on my phone is... Look at that. And then you can swap, and you'll see here that we are immune to weakening. Let me get hit by this. See, and we're immune to fire and weakening. I figure I bring that up. We should be able to fully heal right now. Yep. Full screen, third strong attack. The Pierce Iron Skin is just so stupid, bro. Like... Oh, I just realized that we don't have the human enemies here anymore. Oh, that's celebration worthy, bro. 27,000. 27,000 is so good, bro. Alright, so let's actually check out this type of damage, right? 27k. So let's go back here. Now, you'll see here, because of his Frenzy +3, this is what I got wrong on my initial thing. Actually, let me actually go to Yamamoto, because you have Frenzy +1, right? So you'll see the first strong attack has 6 hits. Ichigo's gonna have 9. So every single one of those 27,000 times 9, that first strong attack is gonna be dealing 243k without status ailment. That is with a crit though, so I do have to make note of that because we don't have max crit. With the crit, you deal so much damage though, like 29,000. 29,008. That's gonna be 12 hits. So 29,000 times 12. Boom. 348 in content like IT without killer, right? That's important to note. Times one. Oh, oops. Times. Oh, this is so stupid, bro. I need more space on my desk, man. The 348 times 1.6. So that third strong attack deals 556,000 damage if you had killer, but you don't need it. Like, not having to deal status elements to like literally just cleave the enemies is just actually nuts. And then you have the 3000 link beam, which I get why people like lunges, but these beams are so safe and they're so good, and they also pierce the enemies, that I think it's very, very important to note that if you don't have a beam, you have to take into account the safety of being able to use your strong attacks. And that's another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to comparing this character with someone like Yamamoto. Yamamoto, at the end of the day, is an incredibly safe character, and that in my opinion is important as well, because you can do your 960 from very, very far away, and on top of that, yeah, I'll do a ×5 run. I have mad soul tickets right now, and on top of that, you end up running into the problem of, if you're too close to the enemies, sometimes in IT Ultra, the enemies come out swinging, bro. Like, they are unfair. They're like completely unfair, bro. So you have to take that into account when you do your 960 into homing vortex, because you can actually completely stay away from the enemies and you'll be fine. Hidden enemies on walk, bro. Like, you have two full screen second and third strong attacks. Some people might not like it. I personally think it's alright. We kind of lose our full stam here, but that's okay. There we go. Oh, potion, thank you. But either way, I do love this Ichigo. I think that they did a really good job with, like, throwing the... In my opinion, I feel like it's throwing the meta on its head. Because as of right now, the meta is, oh, if you don't have status elements, you're trash. How many times have you guys, or at least those that have been watching my videos consistently, have heard me say that, right? I think that K-Lab was like, oh, word? I think at some point they heard me, they might have heard me say that, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, let's try that. And it's also very important to note that K-Lab does actually listen, maybe not just to me, but to our community if we have enough of a voice. And that's why I think it's incredibly important to make sure to fight for changes that I think that we need. Well, maybe not I think, but changes that in my opinion we do need. And they've done that. We've seen that with the Collect Gift Box update, right? When the Collect Gift Box update got announced, we literally, well, I might have pinged my entire server to upvote the feedback, but literally within a week, they specifically said, oh, this is the Collect Gift Box update, and they retconned what they said and said, oh, yes, also, and they literally changed it to whatever we want, what we asked for. And what we asked for those that don't remember, was we don't want the soul tickets, and we don't want the characters to immediately go into our inventory, because we want to save those. I think that that's very important. It's like being able to save those for like later missions or later stages is always nice to do, because you actually can save your spirit orbs, because it's like, okay, cool, I don't want to farm this event, or I don't have the point event bonuses for this point event, so I want to save these for the next one, right? So they actually do listen to us in a sense, in that regard as well, and they literally retconned their decision literally within days of them posting that news report. And the reason I say within days is because there's no way, literally no way, that they just randomly were like, oh yeah, by the way, specifically characters and soul tickets. Because they could have did other stuff too, like it's like, oh, orbs, move sources. No, everything from the gift boxes now, like when we're farming the point event, literally goes to our inventory, which is so cool. And then the soul tickets. But yeah, that's pretty much my overall thoughts on this Ichigo. I think he's just really, really good. He's really clean. I think that the design on him is really good. I think that he's very simple in terms of his design, his animations, his soul bomb. But I think that K-Lab did it so well that I genuinely just think that this is... It's peak, bro. It's peak.